Okay. Just gonna be. I'm not even gonna start showing my work at all. Actually. Hi. Let me just. Is the chat thing working? I think it is. Hello Gambit, hello Greensuit, welcome. Irashai konbanwa. Good evening, or rather, good morning. Currently wondering as to why my chat is not showing up in the on the stream when it should be showing up. It's very bizarre, this. This hasn't happened in a while. Let me try this. Ah shit, I forgot that I can't do that. Can I? Is my chat just dead the entire on every single one of these? Let me see. Chat. YouTube chat, small chat. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's the proper link. So I just have to do this and do that and what? It's still broken. What the hell? Wait, hang on. Is it? Is it still broken? I can't tell. Is it working? What the hell? This is supposed to be a working stream, not a I'm gonna fix the chat stream. You guys will just have to live without chat, I guess. For some reason it doesn't want to show up here. I've tried all I can, guys. I don't know what to say. Everything else is working except for this one little thing that just doesn't want to work. What if I just do this actually? What if I just... This is the last thing I'll try, and then I'll have to go back to work. Remove that. I'm gonna go paste, and it shows. Why? Why is it only this room? Why is it only this screen that the chat doesn't show up? Huh? I don't get it. I don't understand. Everything else is working. This is working in the intro page, but not here for some reason. Who cares? You guys don't care, do you? I don't normally have chat on anyway. Who the hell cares? So, alright, I'm just gonna put up show. Tap that chat here, zoom in. Bloop bloop bloop. Hello. Yeah, I have a lot of work to do. See, last time I streamed I talked about how I'm working freelance now. It also comes with sometimes the work just gives me unreasonable deadline. So, you know, this is the first time though for a while, because for the past few assignments the deadline has been very reasonable, but specifically this one, for some reason it was so bad. I'm gonna put the mic close to the keyboard probably, I don't know. I know, because for the past few assignments the deadlines take into account that I'm working on work days only, and it doesn't take into account me working on weekends. But then suddenly this time the deadline was basically telling me you gotta work on weekends. I was being given practically only 3 days to work if I don't work on weekends, and actually due to the timing of the assignment being given to me I basically only had 2 days to work. So I mean, normally I would still work on weekends anyway, because it's all, I don't know, I like to be able to work a little bit more leisurely instead of having to lock on the entire time. But this time I'm basically forced to actually work on weekends anyway. It's been a rough, and I thought, you know what, I'll just stream anyway, but I'll stream myself working without actually showing you guys anything, which is something that a lot of people do. I've seen a number of my favorite streamers do this. Usually they would have a lot of keyboards and stuff sounds that I'm not sure if you guys can hear at all because of the fact that my microphone is close to my mouth so that you guys can hear me talk. Anyway, hi Gambit, hi Greensuit, hi Tomoy, hi Iskaven. Good morning. It's dead in the morning. I've been wondering why I haven't been able to I haven't been feeling sleepy at all. Usually I would feel sleepy, right? But today I would already feel sleepy at this point, but I am not feeling sleepy. So actually, in fact, I feel a lot of energy to some extent. And I remembered, silly me, I drank Kratingding, which is, hang on, actually, give me a second. I need to check on something. Oh, fuck. There you go. Do you guys know Kratingding? Where do you guys come from, and do you guys have you guys heard of Kratingding before? So, Kratingding is a very common. I'm gonna write it down in chat. This is a very commonly known energy drink that I think is very popular in Indonesia and maybe to some extent Southeast Asia. What I didn't know, and I never put two and two together because I never drink energy drinks, is that this is also popular worldwide. You may know it with a different name if you look up the product right now. Yes. It's very funny. I don't think I've ever drank this before. But 1 or 2 months ago, when I was playing with Dandy, he mentioned that at some point some white dude went to Thailand, or was it? I forgot what it was. Where it was, and drank this one thing, and he decided to get this product. He liked it so much he decided to make this product worldwide, or at least that's what the story that Dandy told me. He could just be bullshitting. He does that. Dandy does that. But basically this product got sold internationally as, not internationally, but rather to the Western world as Red Bull. So, I decided I want to try that. Usually, I have this policy. It is Thailand, right? Yes. So, I have this policy that I will only drink coffee if I have to stay awake for work or if I have to get some energy for work. But I also have a tendency in which coffee either doesn't work properly on me, or it'll give me a lot of heart rate issue. It'll make my chest beat wildly, uncomfortably. So I was given a suggestion to, maybe try out energy drink. and I decided, fuck it, let's try Kratingdaeng. I thought that my chest beating loudly and uncomfortably due to coffee is just a normal thing, because I don't have a tolerance for coffee, which is why I make sure that I don't drink coffee, so that I never build up tolerance for it, so that it'll always work whenever I do need it. But this time I decided to drink Kratingdaeng energy drink. I cannot believe it. This is the second time I drink Kratingdaeng. I am not feeling sleepy at all. This thing has caffeine. It's not like this thing doesn't have caffeine. This has 50 milligrams of caffeine, although 1,000 milligrams of this is taurine, which I'm not sure what that is. But anyway, I've it's working. I'm not feeling sleepy. I'm not feeling tired. I'm actually feeling pretty normal, and I don't have this tachycardia or whatever it is. I am getting the energy and awakeness that I need without the weird heart rate. So I think I'm a big fan of Kratingdaeng from now on, or Red Bull. If also, funny story, Red Kratingdaeng is usually sold in a form of a glass bottle, a small glass bottle, and this thing costs about, I don't know, I think it costs about like 8,000 rupiah or something. It's like less than $1. And then I was in Indomaret, right? And right beside Kratingdaeng is another Kratingdaeng, which is like the golden version or something. And then right beside it is a can of Red Bull. So there is Kratingdaeng, and then there is westernized Kratingdaeng, properly branded as Red Bull instead of Kratingdaeng. And for some reason, the one that is branded as Red Bull costs $2, which for people who live in the West, $2 probably doesn't sound like much, but I gotta remind you, Kratingdaeng costs like 70% of $1. So the can of Red Bull costing $2 is like a lot. I don't know why. Why does it cost so much? I mean, I get it, you know, it's a can, and the size is approximately about, I don't know, maybe it has a 2 or 1.8 times the amount of drink that the normal Kratingdaeng has. But I don't think it warrants the amount of price increase. I could be wrong about the actual price of Kratingdaeng, but I do think that it's not even $1, this thing. I'm not actually working, I'm yapping. I do need some time off from work. I've been working for a bit too long, I think, so I needed to wind off. I completely forgot to tweet that I'm streaming, by the way. How are you guys here at all? There's like 7 of you. What? Thanks for coming. Okay, got distracted. Let me tweet. I'm too lazy to. Okay. Making a screenshot. Working overtime live. Seems like an appropriate what do you call it, caption for this. Where's chat again? There it is. Are you working? Did I say hello to Marcel? I don't think I did. Also hello Ryan boy. YouTube bell and Discord notification too. Why do you have a Discord notification for my stream? I don't have a Discord notification for my own stream. Overtime work, does that mean overtime pay? No, I'm a freelancer. I don't get overtime pay. That'll be crazy. Now where's my references? It's somewhere over here. I needed a reference for this particular character, and that would be... where is it? Somewhere over here. Shit, man. This should work. As a salaried worker, same, yeah. There's a number of times when I was still working full-time when I work overtime, and the amount of time that I work overtime doesn't get counted because I was working alone and there was no one overseeing me working. Or even if there was anyone overseeing me, it still doesn't really get counted. I don't know if I was supposed to report my overtime to HR or what, because usually when my boss is asking me to be working overtime, I do get overtime pay. Because yeah, you know, with the system being automated, you know, not automated but digitized, you would think that clock in time, clock out time equals overtime, you know. But I think the system actually is that I'm supposed to have someone confirm that I'm actually doing overtime work. I don't know. I have gotten some overtime pay before, so there's that. And it's usually when I'm actually being asked to do overtime work, or it is visible that I'm actually doing overtime work. God knows, God knows. It doesn't matter honestly at this point. I'm already laid off and I'm just continuing some extra work over as a freelancer, which is only going to last for a year-ish. And after that I'm gonna have to find work, which is gonna suck. Oh man, I don't want to go back to going to an office, you know. It's so nice to just be able to work from home, especially considering a lot of the work that I do can be done from home. Might I find something more permanent? Yeah, I hope so. I'm not super confident about it, honestly. If it is possible, I'd love to just be able to stream, play games, or stream art, or do commissions. My skill is not quite there, so it's hardly a choice right now. This is like my wet dream, my long time dream. I wish I could do this. Is that I wish I could just sit down and be a streamer. It's so a streamer, or I don't know, YouTube content creator or something. I don't know. It's such a. I'm sure that it has its own hardships, right? But it's so. It's such a hit in the gut when you see, whenever I see successful streamers talk about having, what do you call it, being stressed out from working when they could just play games. It sounds so bad. It sounds so bad when I say it, because I understand that when you become a streamer, especially a proper big one, you sacrifice your social life to some extent. You sacrifice a sense of privacy and self, and that's what they pay or offer for to the people, to their supporters, or to their platforms, for them to be getting the amount of money that they get. That being said, as someone who has been working full time for the past 4-5 years, just barely getting by, seeing people that could just yap and play games get so much money feels very defeating. This is mostly just jealousy talking, of course. I'm sure if I actually get into a position where I have to stream to get money, it'll be a painful time for me too. I'm sure it will. I will struggle at some doing that anyway. But it's like, I don't know the amount of effort that I have to do just to be able to get by, and not just get by, and maybe even be able to buy things for myself every month is a bit more than I would like to have to do. Used to be like that until I channeled my anger to middle and upper management instead. I worked in a small company, so there's not really any middle and upper management. There's just the HR and the boss in front of me. It's very defeating, you know, especially in the past year, realizing the amount of money that goes into being able to live a good life, and being able to buy the things you want in life, and seeing how seemingly simple it is for some people to just get that money, while I have to commute. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be talking about money like that. Thank you for the donation though. Thank you so much. That means a lot. $50 is big. Thank you so much. I really should not be talking about money like that. I feel like I'm begging. I mean, I am begging. God, thank you. But also, it feels really weird. But what was it? yeah, I have to go to commute. I either have to use bicycles or use the train or maybe even walk. And then I have to work my arms off, hurt my shoulders and my back in the process. And all I get is meager amount of income that amounts to just me living paycheck to paycheck, and then I have to scrape money by getting commissions and some donations through streams to be able to save up and buy the things I want. Me saying this maybe sounds like I'm being ungrateful. I'm sure that if I don't have to try too hard. I can just look around and see that there are people living with lesser standards and doesn't have more things than me, you know, that they have less things than me. They have to work different kind of life for maybe even less pay, who knows. I'm sure they are. It's just life, right? You just do what you gotta do. Oh yeah, I work in the art fields. And the thing about working in the art field is that you have to, especially when you're working on it full time, you are forced to go through to do art technically, through technicality, so that you're not stuck behind bouts of passion. Especially what I'm working on. I work as a colorist, as a comic colorist, and being a comic colorist means that I just have to keep going through it without having to think too hard about, I want this specific panel to look this good, because that'll cost so much time and that'll cost a lot of my sanity. You kind of lose a part of you, an artistic part of you, because especially for me, whenever I do this, I'm so tired from my work and from commute that once I get home, I don't want to draw anymore. It's so tedious. You have to base color, you have to shade, you have to put in effects, and you have to do all that without having to while making sure that you don't have to do this needing spark of art. Because if you do this while needing sparks of art, at least for me, I wouldn't be able to work at all. I just have to keep going through the slog. Just have to keep pacing through. What is this character called again? Yep, there it is. And there's some comfort in going through the slog this way, that you don't have to think too hard. You just have to put in the base color, you just have to put in the shading. But if I don't work on my own personal art every once in a while, I feel like I'm gonna lose a part of me, which I think has already happened. I think I've already lost some part of me as I go through life like this. Not saying I'm ungrateful, you know, not to be ungrateful about the opportunities that I got in life. And I have found some way to manage and balance this way of life by working to some extent commission artist, and to do art here and there, and by streaming and playing games with friends. I mean, playing games with friends is mostly just a stress reliever. I still need to be able to, say, put myself through a different kind of slog, which is art block, so that I can keep my art alive. Not only do I have to go through the slog of coloring, I also have to go through the slog that is my own mental state, so that I don't lose my sense of self as an artist, so that get stuck in art block all the time, and that I can actually improve as an artist. Drawbacks and tags, yeah, that. In-betweener, huh? I've never seen what in-betweener does, but I'm guessing it's really horrible. Some people having things worse doesn't mean your frustrations aren't valid. Yeah, that's my mindset too as I grow up in life. Just because some people are having it worse doesn't mean you don't have depression, you know? Like most times the effort needed to get the same amount of money doesn't feel the same. Yeah, it does feel that way. It feels... I try not to think too hard about it, but sometimes it feels like it gets pointed at me. Reality gets pointed at me in that sense. And I just start... I would think about it for even a second and it'll hurt me. But yeah, I'm still in the art fields, and I think the way things are going, I'm probably gonna be looking for another full-time colorist work if I'm looking for full-time again. If I get lucky and I get to grow as a internet commission artist, or maybe even find work in a maybe hone my skills in painting and creating things. Maybe I can try to find some internship or something to work in maybe a game development industry, but I'll have to hone my skills in that department, and that would require me to spend time and energy. I'm very jealous of people who can just go through the slog of life of the day job and getting back at home and still working on art. Time and energy, most limited resource. Yeah. There's this diagram that what do you call it? This diagram of, what is that, a Venn diagram, where you can only get two of the things, which is time, energy, and money. And if you want money, you can't have time and energy. I'm finding that diagram to be even triangle thing, I guess. Yeah, I'm finding that thing to be even more and more of a bullshit, isn't it? Just because you spend your time and energy doesn't mean you're guaranteed to have money. It's just that when you want to get a certain amount of money in your capabilities, then you have to spend the time and energy. It's actually a rectangle because there's actually four things. What's the fourth thing? Social life? Mind, right? I kinda just have mind and energy in the same block, but they are pretty different. I recently posted. I used to do vent art on Twitter. It reminds me, a few days ago I was trying to look for my old art, all the way to 2015, and I found that I have to do this, art through the years meme thing. I found that I've already done this sort of thing, but for even older at the time. I think it was like 2012 to 2015. No, 2012 to 2017, or was it 18? I think it was like 17. But I remember when I was doing that, I found out something funny about myself. I was doing normal, boring art for years, and then suddenly, 2017, I suddenly became depressed. I think is what I saw from my compilation. I think it's like it was all just normal art, and then suddenly at 2017 it became a vent art. It's like the characters became depressing and all that. It's like, what happened to me? It's like at some point I just suddenly became the peak depression during 1 year. It's like I think I had my peak depression was like 2017, and then 2018 I healed myself of depression to some extent, at least. Was it the year of 17? What's that? So it's really weird looking back at my old art and the vent art that I did, but I'm still losing socks. Had no idea I've been doing art for so long. I've been drawing ever since I was a kid, ever since I remembered. I think it's about started very young, like 5 years old, 4 years old, I think. I was one of those gifted kids who had the curiosity to try to learn things by themselves. Kid me, I would try to learn things by himself. But these curiosities were never accompanied by guidance, so I just became someone who learned things autodidact. Autodidact meaning learning things without a master. So my growth in anything that I do was pretty stunted because I've never gotten any kind of guidance on doing anything. So my art was stunted for a long time. When I was a kid, I think I was about 6 years old, 7 years old, I tried to do, no, I think it was like 5 years old or 6 years old, I was doing 6 years, let's just say 6 years old, I was touching 3ds Max because my dad's work uses 3ds Max, and I was touching, fiddling around with it, making objects, I figured out how to do animations by playing around with the buttons and finding out that I can make keyframes. Fun times, Same with art. With art, all I did was, do you know Lucky Luke? When I was a kid, I had a comic of Lucky Luke, and what I would do is that I would trace. No, actually, I wouldn't trace. I would copy without tracing Lucky Luke. And I remember vividly when I was a kid, in order to be able to do these copies perfectly, I would have, with my vivid imagination when I was a kid, I would have grids overlaid on top of the paper to ensure that the drawing that I was making was perfect. Yeah, the man faster than their shadow. Oh god, that shit's so old. Lucky Luke. Lucky Luke. I haven't seen Lucky Luke in so long. with self-talk, your master is technically the internet, which isn't really a good master. Yeah, especially when I was a kid, because when I was a kid, the most internet that you can have is a dial-up, and when I was a kid, we don't have that at all. We don't even have that. So I really had no master. All I had was buttons on a 3ds Max application, and the curiosity to click those buttons. I would generate like a random amount of boxes, apply physics to it, put it on top of a glass surface, add some lighting, and then add ray tracing, and then I would let the boxes fall and bounce, and then find the right bounces, the right angle, and then I would render that one frame with ray tracing, and it would look pretty nice, and I would call it art. Things like that. And that's the most I got through 3ds Max. I never got too far with 3ds Max because I didn't know what I can do with it. Same with art. I never got too far with art, at least back at the time, because I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at or what I'm supposed to do. I may have the curiosity to be doing things, but I didn't have the genius to understand certain things like color theory without having anyone teach me about it. Child be like playing with MS Paint while I'm here playing 3ds Max. Yeah. Of course, when you look back at your childhood, when you look back at a child not learning things through the internet once they have internet, you could look back and say, well, that's your fault for not going to the internet to look up the things that you need to be able to master those things in your youth. But, well, what can a kid do anyway? I find myself feeling very jealous of young artists that are, you can tell that they learned on the era of internet, and also maybe with a family that supports fully, or at least to some extent, their hobbies of doing art, because you could tell they would learn so fast and they would make things that you wouldn't have figured out by yourself if you don't have a master or learning material. YouTube is such a good learning material. Yeah, something just isn't learnable through imitation. Nobody knew back at the times that there would be a website called YouTube where people would share these priceless knowledge just for some clicks and views. Right? Imitation doesn't do much. When I was a kid, I imitated, I grew up, I imitated Huke, Banpai Akira, I imitated Disgaea artist, Disgaea art, I imitated Tamaki Wakaki Tamiki, author of Kami no Mizo Tebege Oka, or Kami no Mizo Shiru Sekai. I imitated a lot of artists that I enjoyed. Also, rather than Banpai Akira, I should say I imitated Kojima Aya. I have to say her name the right one. Is it which one is this? Kojima Aya Mi. It's Kojima Ayami. Because I played Castlevania back in the days through emulators, I think, and I was in love with Kojima Ayami's art of Soma Cruz. I did not get to play the most popular one, which is Symphony of the Night. You guys have been able to hear the music I've been listening to, right? It'll be really awkward if you guys actually couldn't. Cool. Oh, damn, I kinda wanna try something now. Can I do this? Why? Why does this work? I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose something. Browser. What? Oh, now both of them doesn't work? Oh, this is an OBS problem. Okay, I see. I get it. This is just an OBS problem. It's okay, chat. It's alright. Don't worry about it. This is OBS doing its thing. Being real silly. If I want chat to work, I have to restart OBS, which I'm not about to do that. Okay? Am I about to do that? I could do it. Oh well. Why does this work if I had a penny for every time I hear that everyone relating to computers? I used to dabble in programming, and sometimes things like that would happen. Oh, this doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Or I would replicate something that I've learned, because as I was trying to teach my friend on how to do it, and it would not work, and I would just go, wait, it doesn't work, and it was so embarrassing because I was trying to teach my friend about it and was trying to do it in a teaching manner. Oh, this doesn't work here because see, we have to change this to this, and then I refresh and it still doesn't work, and I'm just left there embarrassed out of my mind, but only on the inside. I was fuming, embarrassed on the inside. Which language, if you can remember? I don't know. I dabbled in Fish. I think I dabbled in Visual Studio, Java. I think I touched C++. I'm not sure. I also touched some HTML and PHP, some CSS. but it's all basics. Oh, I also touched Ruby because I had to learn that in order to be able to make my fake / mock visual novel thing using Ren'Py. Java, I thought you were from Bandung. Oh, I also learned Delphi. I forgot what the actual programming language was, but there was like a program called Delphi. The secret mandatory skill of all for all coder, the ability to debug in real time, preferably quickly. Yeah, you just run and then suddenly, oh, shit doesn't work on this line, and then you go, oh, what's happening on that line? Nothing's wrong on that line, and then you go all the way back and you find out, oh, it's missing a semicolon all the way up in line 10. Or it's like, oh, it's missing a close bracket. You know, common mistakes like that. Programming's funky like that. I like that about programming, actually. There was a case recently where a certain big program somehow doesn't work only every Tuesday. What? What kind of... Oh god. Why? If I may ask. Oh. Doesn't seem to make sense to me. Did they ever figure out why it only worked? Why it only doesn't work on only on Tuesdays? I think it's printer, so people find out you can't print every Tuesday, and it's because the program that tells time has bugged that said it's X Tuesday instead of Tuesday. That's it? Oh god, it's like one character, isn't it? One character says X Tuesday instead of Tuesday, and then the entirety of the program just doesn't work on Tuesdays because it's expecting Tuesday and not... it's expecting X Tuesday, but the computer would give out the day Tuesday, and the computer just goes, what day is this? Tuesday. I don't know that. I know X Tuesday. I don't know Tuesday. Get out of here. We're not working today. It's break. It's free time, everybody. No printing today. No printing today. Go back home to your families. We are not printing on Tuesdays. So, sir, when is X Tuesday going to come? Don't ask me. Ask the gods. I didn't put that day there. That reminds me of the Colonial Marines bug when they were missing a single symbol. Adding it back improved the enemy AI by a decent amount. That's crazy. What's the hell is a Colonial Marines? Don't know what that is. Guess our printer left a bad impression. Shut up. Shut your mouth. A real bad aliens game. Oh, I see, I see. I think it misidentified the file type because the header contains X on the first byte due to mistaken timestamp. Ah. It had more issues than the AI, but that would have solved some of the complaints. I see. And it's all because they were missing a single symbol. It happens, you know. You would build a program, the compiler would tell you, the program has been built successfully, and then you click on the things and it doesn't work, and you go, but the compiler said it's built successfully. Just because it's built successfully doesn't mean you didn't make a mistake in writing the program. Man, I'm feeling nostalgic about the times when I was learning programming. Good old times, you know. My peers, my classmates looked at me like I was some kind of some kid who learned programming very quickly. And then I basically failed school due to having social anxiety and social awkwardness, not being able to understand social cues and social expectations. And then they still let me graduate anyway, despite me not managing to get internship. They also gave me some kind of a trophy for having the highest score or something, despite the fact that I basically was just there as a failure. In my head anyway, I was a failure. It was such a weird time. Did you know that when applying for a job, you're not supposed to be waiting for the job to reach back to you, and you're just supposed to keep going and apply to different jobs? And you're supposed to do that anyway, even if you are in contact with the job that you are applying to? Did you know that when you're still applying for a job or internship, you don't count, you still count as still not having an internship or still not having a job? Kid me did not know that. Me as a kid did not know that even if I am in contact with the HR or whatever, even if I'm currently applying, it still means I still don't have it. Of course, obviously, nobody taught me about that. My parents didn't tell me, and my teachers did not tell me, because it is common sense for literally everyone in the building, and their parents and their grandparents, maybe even some of their other children's, but not for me. It was not common sense for me. I thought I was supposed to wait. I thought I was already in contact, and therefore I don't count as not having an internship yet, and so I didn't raise my hand when a teacher said, "Who in here hasn't gotten an internship?" and therefore I failed. So, you know. Basically, I was supposed to be getting an internship, but I didn't actually get an internship. So I'm supposed to fail the year and not graduate, but they still counted me as success. I graduated anyway, so yeah, well, I'll take it. You need internship to graduate? Yeah. It was the system. Oh. Is it high school or college? I'll leave that to your imagination. Still, you can go through all the correct process and still struggle to find work later on, so it's a high element of luck at the end of the day. Yeah, I got my job through luck too. I found a job listing for freelancing, for freelance work at social media. You know, I applied. Somehow I got accepted. Somehow. It was very nerve-wracking having to write down my expected payment. I think I undersold myself quite quite a lot. I was really underselling, but I was a kid. Well, I mean, I wasn't a kid, I was a grown adult, but I've never worked before. And I was still living at home, living at my house, so I didn't need to spend that much money. I didn't understand about the intricacies of spending money, so minimum wage is such a beautiful system, don't you think? At least for the people that it applies to, I guess. There's a number of companies that simply doesn't care about minimum wage or minimum pay or something like that. Maybe they don't even pay their employees because they're interns or something like that. Or because they're still in probation, so they don't get paid. Yorion kinda cut you off. I said minimum wage is such a beautiful system, don't you think? The barely scrapping by wage. Yeah. The dream is to get an average to average, slightly, maybe even slightly higher than average wage of a big city, but you live in a small city. That's the dream. Definitely better than allowing companies to pay whatever they want. Exactly, which is still happening anyway. There's so many artists in this industry that have to get by, sometimes without even getting paid by their companies for whatever reasons. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm looking at my phone right now. Remote work to US made the pay feels like got tripled and more. Yeah. My friend got paid with USD and live in Jakarta, and then he really feels like oil prince. I bet he does. God, that'll be amazing, Being paid with a American wage living in Indonesia. God. Let's see, let's look at chat for a bit. The dream is getting pocket money where you can just give out to friends and family if they need it without hesitation. Yeah, I know, man. If you get a good pay, it's hard to get live alone. Heck, almost none of my friends are doing that. There are some rules in the US that let some workers be paid less as long as you can prove that tips would cover the rest of minimum wage. This is such a... I have to wonder, why is the Americans so hell-bent on tips? It's crazy. Why don't they just abolish tips and actually have minimum pay for their service workers? I mean, I get it. I can see some arguments about, well, if they get paid by tips, then it incentivizes them to actually give the best service they can to the people, to the customers, so that the customers will tip them handsomely. But it's called a tip. Just abolish the system. I've also seen some memes slash photos or videos where there's like this animator that makes a video about it, where he goes to America and it's apparently in the bill it says mandatory not mandatory, recommended amount of tips, which is about God knows how, like a good amount of percentage of what he's actually paying. What? It's some crazy shit. When I go to YouTube to listen to some of those text-to-speech Reddit stories, it's always Americans talking about customers that tip handsomely, and it's just like, my God, do you guys not get proper wage? I thought at first, oh, it's a customer that tips handsomely. That's cool, so you get your pay plus the handsome tips. No, they get paid through tips. Maybe that's why the streaming industry is so big, actually, in the West, because they're so used to tipping that it makes sense for them to tip the streamers. Oh God, it all makes sense now. It doesn't, actually, because it's also big in Japan. And Japan doesn't have that. Japan doesn't have a mandatory tipping system. I have contradicted myself. I have retracted my own statements immediately as soon as I say it. Sorry. Okay, I need to look at my references again. Okay, that's good. I feel like it came from the idol culture in Japan. I know that you have things like handshake events you need to pay tickets for. I feel they see the donation as a guaranteed interaction with the streamer. That's true. When the streamer becomes big enough, I think it makes it so that donation becomes the one way for them to be able to guarantee interaction with the streamer, which works the same way with idols. You have to pay a certain amount of money to be able to get a guaranteed amount of interaction with the said idol. But it's not, sometimes at the same time, it's not like they do that too. Do they? Sometimes there are people who just donate off stream. Sometimes there are people who donate at the intro before the stream even starts. Although going back to the idol culture stuff again, you know how I think specifically with Hololive, I guess, or at least with some idol VTubers, they would have their main stream and then they would do an interlude end stream, or maybe even do a second stream after that, where after the interlude they would continue to stream as a super chat reading stream, a super chat reading part of the stream, which is separate from the main content of their stream. I wonder if that has anything to do with idol culture at all, because that's exactly how idol culture works, right? You have the main content, which is the concert or whatever it is that they sell, and then after it's all done, people line up to have their handshakes, which is a very it's a similar system to what the idol VTubers are doing. Feels like a concept of shoveling coal into the engine, hoping that it helps them to keep them going. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Shove the coal into the Ano engine. It'll help me keep going. Choo choo, katakoto choo choo, katakoto choo choo, katakoto choo choo. Katakoto choo choo, tetsumutsu, katakoto choo choo, tetsumutsu. Katakoto choo choo, katakoto choo choo, katakoto choo choo, tetsumutsu. I think it's mostly a format thing with Twitch getting TTS or reading them as they show up instead. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's just different depending on the streamer and depending on the platform. Which also has some interactable stuff you can cause with your donations and bits. This is true. Which I actually do still have some form of that. I don't anymore. I don't think. I don't know. I think I still have some form of that on my stream elements donation, but I've never done anything about it. Never really updated it, and it sounds like ass too. So there's that. Speaking of ass, the colors I've picked for this particular panel is so ass that I have to go back to it later to change it. But for now, I have to move through to the next panels. The only stuff that I have on my Twitch is like Devil May Cry combos where it goes from like D all the way to SS. I have that, but it increases the more money you give me on that particular donation. So like the lower amount has D, it goes like D, and it says something. It's a voice line of me saying something, and it goes all the way to SS. I don't remember what it was. Was it like superb or something like that? And that's it. That's all it did. Nothing much. Yeah. I. Am I okay? I have... How many more pages do I have? I have 16 more panels to base. Only the base color. This is only for base coloring. And then I have to actually color them, shade and stuff. Render them, I guess. The Kratingdeng is working wonders. I drank the Kratingdeng yesterday in the afternoon, and it is still keeping me going. I am still not EP. How complex is the shading you're going for? For this particular project, the shading itself is not complex. It's just that I'm not allowed to have it dirty at all, so I have to be very careful about it. Thanks guys, thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Hey. I think this lo-fi music that I've selected is also helping me a little bit, perhaps even a lot. I wonder if there's a scientific study that correlates lo-fi music to productivity. Right. So, well, lo-fi music feels like it. Lo-fi music feels like it boosts a certain part of my brain, I guess, that controls my productivity. I don't know what is up with that, so I'm wondering if there's any scientific study about that. And the good thing about me yapping about this on stream to you guys and talking about this out loud to you guys is that I am not gonna get distracted and open up a browser to actually look up whether there's a scientific study about lo-fi, the correlation between lo-fi music and productivity. I think if I wasn't streaming, I would just straight up actually do it. And then I would get distracted by comics and games. And did you guys? Oh god, my eyes. Oh, I recently played the Jade Shadows Warframe news story, which is only about like 30. It's like 30 minutes to 40 minutes long. Very short for pretty high level. My eyes hurt. I can't cry. I can't have tears. Oh. If tears roll out from if I tear up and if I don't dry it out immediately, it hurts my eyes. According to someone's experience on Twitter, medieval village music also helps to trick the mind in a similar vein. I see. I do know that what I've seen talked about, or maybe even actually has study about, is ambient sounds, which is in this particular the sounds of maybe an office or a cafe where there are like sounds of things being moved around and people talking. Helps you sets you into a mood where it feels like you are in a place for you to work and focus on work. I'm not sure how much I'm never quite sure how much it actually affects me. I think when I was back then when I was still looking into that, I actually had a program or something like that would turn on these sounds to help me focus. But I wonder if that actually only affects people who do go to some kind of office or cafe even to do their work, which is not something that I can do because I work on a PC instead of on a laptop. And even if I do work on a laptop anyway, the kind of work that I do, my commission art are sometimes risque, and my comic coloring is also sometimes risque. So it doesn't matter to me, even if I do have a laptop. I had a laptop before when I was in college. It was a run-down second-hand bought laptop that barely worked at the time. It was so heavy too, because it was so old. It was bad. It wasn't good. Usually work best with music. Just got to change up which song is looping. I see. Just work in the corner. Nobody will see it. Nobody will see it. Just you, the corner, and the corner security camera. Oh, my back buckle. Ow. I think maybe once I'm done with this page, I might actually rest, but who knows. I already cooked rice. I can eat breakfast. Maybe I should check. You know what? I'm gonna check my work message, see if there is any clarifications about the timeline of the deadline. Cause my God, I don't think I can take it for too long. Nope, no clarification about that. I'm just gonna close the Discord again and act like nothing happened. Oh, I got distracted. Okay. I need water, is what I need. Not this dirty Coca-Cola water. I say dirty, it's not actually dirty. I'm just calling it dirty because Coca-Cola looks dirty on a glass. On a non-clear glass. Don't worry about it. I have with me a bite of chocolate. So nice. And a glass of water. What kind of chocolate? It's a milk chocolate. That's what it is. Alright, let's see. What is the outfit of this one particular character wearing right now? The outfit changed again. The outfit changed again. The line artist is so... I don't know if it's the sketch or if it's the line art, but they keep changing the outfit either majorly or in small changes. It's either between chapters or even within the chapter, and it's always so annoying because I don't know what to do. I know for sure this is gonna get revised. This is gonna get client revision. Because the outfit is just wrong. It changed. But then what can I do about that, you know? They draw it differently, that the character is getting a different outfit altogether. They drew it differently. This character is supposed to be wearing a certain outfit, and then suddenly it's a different outfit. And it's not like time has passed a long time, it's still the same period of time. So I'm just confused. Is it actually the same period of time? I don't know. I think so. Yeah, this is literally the next page. This is the next 2 panels, and for some reason he changed outfit when he should still be wearing the same outfit as before 2 panels ago. This happens a lot. I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and get the revision. Can't you send a request for clarification? No. I mean, I can, but it's not gonna help me. It is honestly not gonna help me. It's better to just go through it and see how it goes, because as far as I'm concerned, the client has already approved of this line art. So I don't know why this line art has the character wearing a different outfit within the same frame of time. He hasn't even moved from the chair. Not my problem, honestly. Maybe it is what they wanted, or maybe they made a mistake. Yeah, I think it makes more sense for it to be that they made a mistake, and in which case they're gonna ask for a revision, and in that case I will go to my boss and say, they want a change in line art, and that's not my division. It doesn't help me mentally either, because I will still have to work on it, but in a more rushed manner, because then I'll have to wait for the line art to be fixed before I work on it, if it is confirmed to be a mistake. Also, hi DJ Mary, welcome. Reminds you of Nozaki commenting his manga continuations all over the place. Is that how it is? Nozaki ne. I haven't seen Nozaki in a long time. A long time. You'll be as frustrated or confused by it. I'm not that frustrated by it. I'm just voicing out my thoughts. All in all, as far as I'm concerned, this is what I'm working with. Nozaki got people swapping seat between panel. Yeah, that kind of thing happens. Well, in my time working as a colorist, I would sometimes have to change or swap line arts, swap parts of the line art because of that too. There was this one time when from in what do you call it? In 2 panels, the scene would be wrong because the phone that the character is the phone that is being shown on the screen on the panel and which phone it's supposed to be like and all that was different. I think the phone was either swapped or just straight up different, and I would be the one fixing it because it's such a menial work anyway. All I had to do was switch some parts of the line art here and there. But if it's like a complete change, you know, a redraw of a certain part, I would sometimes do it, but a lot of the times I would just send it to my boss and say that this part is wrong. And I do feel bad for the person who does the line arts, but I also don't want to have to fix the line art myself, so I'll just send my boss. I guess you double as a proofreader, something like that. Usually there's QC, you know, but sometimes when I'm in the process of coloring, I would quickly realize there's something wrong with the line art because I mean I have to work with the line art that I'm being given, and if the line art doesn't work, so it doesn't work. And I'm also pretty low in the process, right? Because I think it goes something like writing, storyboarding, sketching, sketching, line arting / paneling, coloring, and then bubbles and effects, bubbles and texts, and then there's like a final QC. I'm almost at the end of the, you know, at the pyramid, I guess. I'm pretty low on the what do you call it? I don't know. The sequence. Yeah, I'm pretty late into the process. I'm on the latter part of the process, of the creation. So it happens to be that when there are mistakes like that, I get to see it. Not that I'm, you know, exempt from always about to shut up. That's not what I was saying, isn't it? Not that I'm exempt from mistake myself. I have done a lot of mistakes that needs to be corrected during my time coloring. Sometimes the mistakes would be the same things I've done that I would make the same mistake again due to, I guess, the amount of time I needed to do it and how much I was rushing it, I guess. I get to assume we got to think whether or not you waste time coloring something that will be sent back and is wrong. Yes, that's what I think about. And usually my answer would be something along the lines of, I mean, I'll try to color it, whatever, I guess. If I don't have, I think if I have time to send to send a mistake or like ask about it, I would ask about it first. But if I don't have time for it, I would just work on it anyway. Especially on this one, the deadline is insane. I do not have time to wait for this one thing to be fixed when I could just have it be fixed later. Kaget, tiba-tiba ada video ASMR jalan dari Firefox. One of those tabs that I left open and I forgot to close them. And it auto-played. Base color, base color. Why is base color such a slog? Chat, tell me something funny. Like anything. See, I'm not like other streamers. Other streamers are funny. I let my chat be the one being funny for me. I thought they were going to do the sex song in the last Nintendo Direct. Oh, that's a good one. This is so much funnier to me now that I know the context of why people have been waiting for Silk Song for so long. Because they announced it in Nintendo Direct a long time ago, and it's never come back since. Can't beat green suits funny. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I don't know how to beat that really. Yeah, green suit was the clown. You thought the same of Bloodborne? Why would you think the same of Bloodborne? That shit has released. When was it released? I don't know. When I was not playing Soulsborne, I guess. It's so old. And it's also on the it's also the one game of PlayStation. Remaster is more likely, probably. Remember when they told us? We remember when people were posting about how there are a screenshot, I guess, of actual PC build of Bloodborne that is only available as a apa for the developers or something. But not on personal computer. Now they announced it on the Kickstarter. We saw gameplay for it on a direct, and that just made it worse. I see. So they announced it on a Kickstarter, and then the gameplay was on direct. So now every time there is a big game announcement thing, a game expo, or even better, a Nintendo Direct, people start going, "Where's Silksong?" Because it's been years and there's not a single information about it. At this point, you know, it could be anything. It could be a really good game, it could be a really bad slop. I think I remember seeing the timeline for the trailer release of on Nintendo Direct, and it was right before COVID or something. And I understood why it's been so long for them to give any kind of updates. Although then again, who knows? I don't know the developers. I've never even played Hollow Knight, so I really have no place to say in this other than to laugh at how ridiculous all the Silksong memes are. Still surprised Microsoft didn't reveal it at their event. Silksong? I mean, if there's nothing to be revealed, you know, maybe you know, maybe they're learning from developers like No Man's Sky, you know. Maybe they don't want to yap their gums and make promises. Maybe they just want to make the game first and then actually release it. Maybe they're doing the thing that Zelda Breath of the Wild team did, which is to spend an entire year, sorry, not Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, which is to just spend an entire year debugging. Maybe it'll release next year. Have faith. Hold out. What is the thing that Edmond Dantes say? I know there's this one thing that Edmond Dantes say. Have faith and hold out hope? No, that's not it. I believe, yeah, that's basically what he says. Debugging into Silksong would be hard since the game is filled with bugs. See, chat, I don't have to be funny. You guys are funny. So, I'm the audience here. I'm the laughter track to your funny. Boo! I'm scared. We're the streamer now. But boo-booing the joke. It's so funny though. That would be excusable if it didn't take 5 years. Basically, no update in the last 3. Ah, well, who knows, you know? Who knows what they have in mind, really? Not me, I don't know. After all, I've never played the game. Can you guys look up what it is that Edmund Dantes says? Something bide your time and hold out hope, I guess? I think that's what he says. It's bide your time and hold out hope. No, is that what he says? Is that what the kid says in the anime? In the anime Gankutsu o Count of Monte Cristo. Such a good anime, by the way. That's such a good one. What the fuck am I looking at? What? There's a new character. What? What? Ah! It's okay, it's not a new character, but it's one of those characters that randomly appeared at one point in the story. It doesn't have a. The character doesn't have a proper reference sheet. Okay, that's a very Anacor show with a count and all. All I can guess is that they are migrating to Godot after the whole Unity thing. Was was Hollow Knight Unity? I see. Yeah, no communication, I guess, would be weird. Actually, who is the developer? Do I know them? Do I know the developers? Like the company, I guess? The name of their team? Bide your time and hold out hope. That seemed to be from the Gankutsuo version. Somebody knows Gankutsuo. Woohoo! I mean somebody else, since someone also knows. Team Cherry, like 5 people total. Okay, I see it. I understand now. Yeah, I think I see what's going on. It's a small team. Of course it'll take time. They get ambitious and then they get stuck with COVID and then things happen. Is that the Count of Monte Cristo anime where he is blue? Yes, that's the one. The one that sounds really charming in English. I'm not sure how it sounds exactly in Japanese. I don't remember. It's not completely memorable to me. But I do remember feeling very enchanted by the English dub. It's one of those animes that actually work better or as good with the English dub. I believe what he says in Japanese is, for the bide your time and hold out hope, is mate, shikashite kibou seyo, or something like that. Until the day when God will deign to reveal the future to man, all human wisdom is contained in these 2 words, wait and hope. Ooh, what is that line? Is that something that is actually in the actual book of Count of Monte Cristo? I remember the aesthetics being very trippy thanks to how stuff was textured. I think it's still worked. Ah, the actual Monte Cristo. Cool. I've never actually read the actual Monte Cristo. I don't have time to read the actual Monte Cristo. I got Edmond Dantes from Fate and Edmond Dantes from Gankutsu. I think I'm good enough. Yes, the texture, the aesthetics of the anime Gankutsuo has a lot of the 3D objects textured in such a bizarre way that it feels trippy. Every single object in the anime, no matter what kind of object it is, if it's 3D, it's textured in the almost uncannily, in an uncanny, somewhat unfinished look to it. Komaeda at home? No, he's not Komaeda at home. You know, when I was playing FGO, when I played Fate Grand Order back at the time, I actually got him. I actually got Edmond Dantes. I was very happy about it, and I used Edmond Dantes for a lot of my teams, most of my teams, until, you know, I realized that he's actually pretty weak if you don't have duplicates of him to upgrade his noble phantasm and stuff. So he was kind of just standing there doing neutral amount of damage instead of doing superior damage, and his skills was also nothing to boast about, at least at the time for me, who did not understand the intricacies of the Japanese kanji that is being used in video games. So as much as I liked using him, he wasn't all that good. Also, he's a quick character, which means he doesn't really do all that much damage anyway. Edgier Komaeda, god. If I remember it right, Chowder's creator said the anime inspired the style of chowder. What's chowder? Sounds like a term for people who munches on powders. I do that, you know. I munch on powdered milk or powdered Milo. Those are delicious stuff. Yeah, I don't know chowder. I don't know what that is. Chowder is a Cartoon Network show. One of my favorite jokes ever is in it. Okay. The unfortunate fate participant of liking non-meta characters. I know, right? Cartoon Network, huh? I don't have Cartoon Network. I think it's weird to have Indonesians talk about Cartoon Network or anything that was in Cartoon Network. It shows that they had a television that had an access to Cartoon Network, which shows they grew up with a certain amount of, say, money. See, normal kids in Indonesia that watches normal television would talk about SpongeBob, Dora the Explorer, Naruto, maybe occasionally Bleach, One Piece. We're also big fans of iShield 21. There's also the Dora's Cousin cartoon. That's a thing. Blue's Clues, we have that too. We had Nickelodeon, I think. One of our TV channels has showing of Nickelodeon stuff. Was basically the Nickelodeon channel for a while. Oh yeah, we like iShield 21. When the anime aired with Indonesian dubbing, and it I think the Hiruma, which is the crazy guy in iShield 21, has better dubbing in Indonesia than in the actual Japanese, if I remember. I vaguely remember him sounding much more unhinged and fun in Indonesian dub than in Japanese dub. But then again, I could be biased. It could be a biased memory as of a child. So what I find more funny is that you know about Gankutsu before you know about Shadow. I don't know where I got to know about Gankutsu. I kind of just randomly found it. I think I might have copied it from someone, is the more likely answer. And in general, I think anime content and Japanese content, I think Asian drama content stuff, they're usually a lot more accessible and a lot more people know about it in locally, I think, compared to things like Cartoon Network. Sailor Moon to an lesser extent, and Slam Dunk if you're older. Definitely. Yu Yu Hakusho, there's that too. Ranma Half. Cyborg Kuro-chan, I love that. I love Cyborg Kuro-chan. Back in Mexico, we didn't have that many anime. We sure had Dragon Ball. South America, it's Tsubasa, Saint Seiya, and Dragon Ball Z. You know, we also have those. We also had Tsubasa, Saint Seiya, and Dragon Ball Z. I always found it. I think I still found it weird / bizarre / surprising that the pink one was actually a guy. I think when I was a kid, I have this conception that, I think a lot of kids have this conception that the pink one was a female because he's cute and he's pink with green hair. Doesn't look like a guy. Tsubasa. Do you guys in South America dub the openings of anime back in the olden days? They got translated but not changed. It was amazing. Yeah. What you might not get is how huge Dragon Ball Z was in Latin America. I don't get it, but I have heard how that it's really big, and I don't think I need to understand it that much. I'll simply know that it's big, and I'll take it at face value. Not at the same level of Americans that replaced the soundtrack. What? Hey, do you guys know that video? What was it, of Sonic, I believe, saying, and now the the characters of this cartoon thing is going to sing the national anthem. 4 kids, the 4 kids, and now the 4 kids, this national anthem. So the 4 kids sing the national anthem, and it's all Japanese characters. I'm like, it's so hey, it's Japanese characters. Oh, it's so funny. Thinking back, like in hindsight, if you're American now, looking back at that, it must have been it probably looks so bizarre to you now. The end of the Tournament of Power was being shown in Mexico in huge screens, and the Embassy of Japan had to essentially give a cease and desist. That's beautiful. It's too big, man. Too big. Everybody wants to enjoy the Dragon Ball Z. I think it's very silly for the Embassy of Japan to give a cease and desist about that. I think more patriotic than the Japanese aliens singing our anthem. Yeah, that sounds very American, you know. Having characters from other cultures celebrate American things. Nothing more patriotic than TMNT and a rat singing it. Yeah, that's the most patriotic thing, definitely. They even joked that when a new episode is going, the cartel just stops. There's a Facebook video that is titled like a cartel meetup, and it's like these guys like ngepangku gitu. What is ngepangku? Holding like having on their lap like sexy girls on their lap, and these guys would just be having their face in awe of what is happening on the projector screen, which is playing Dragon Ball Z. And it is beautiful. I think it's a really beautiful video. It shows how big Dragon Ball is there. It was during some interesting time for the US. Interesting times, huh? And this is just Air Infinite, Dragon Ball Z, and crime will stop. Imagine. Na 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 na. Looping back to Warframe, a good time to farm some arcades due to the event. Arcades? What's that? Oh, Arcanes. Yeah, there's like an event thing that gives out Jade Ephemeras or something like that. I haven't done it because, you know, I'm busy. I just did the Jade Shadows of story and stopped at that. Fukudo すればいいんだろうね。これにしよっかな。You know what I should be doing, you know, instead of work, instead of Warframe, I should be doing Grand Blue Fantasy. There's Guild War going on right now and I haven't filled, and I haven't even gotten a single magnet 3 or dark. And so embarrassing, you know? Dark is my main element, and I still don't have magnet 3 for it. Give some event currency that you can trade to order this in the Mercury Relay for some arcanes. Cool. I do need arcanes. It is also how you can get jade. I was wondering about that. I was wondering about how I'm supposed to be getting jade. Don't know about brain rot, but hey. Alright, that's that. Okay, one more panel for this page. Okay, let's see. Close view, some person, unnamed person. Okay, is this complete? Okay, I need to save this first before CSP crash though. Do I not know who this person is? Let's see the next page. I have to look forward into the future so that I know what I'm doing before I make a stupid mistake, like coloring it wrong. And also, there's only 2 more pages left that I have the base color. I think I've done a lot of work in the past, you know, not 24 hours, but you know, close enough. I could stop soon, but I just want to clear this page first and then I'll take a rest. God knows if I can sleep, honestly. I don't feel the need to sleep right now. Wow, energy drink actually works for me. I can't believe it. Oh, I can't believe all I needed in my life was some energy drink. Krating Deng Red Bull. Insane, man. Enadori. But you know the bad thing, the horrible thing about drinking things like what do you call it, energy drink, is that you get energized now and then later on you're gonna sleep a long time, right? You're gonna feel the fatigue later. Yeah, my body still needs to rest. I can feel the adrenaline telling or something like that, I guess, makes me feel not tired, but I'm sure I'm supposed to rest after this, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'll do that after I'm done with this panel. I wonder why this so-called caffeine from an energy drink is working so much better than the ones from coffee though. I mean, the coffee ones work too, but the coffee ones actually makes me feel pain, I guess, to some extent. My eyes feel like they're so tired and in pain. My chest gets weird heartbeat. Really weird, but that the caffeine from an energy drink doesn't do that. Maybe it's the amount of caffeine on it. I mean in it, not on it. Anyway. I have the same issue with tea and coffee not hitting me badly, but mate herb absolutely murders me. What's that? Mate herb. It's a bitter herb that you infuse with sugar, maybe citrus rinse, and drinks out of a special straw, popular in South America but huge in Argentina. Interesting, I've never heard of that. Mate herb. Why is it called mate herb? Hello, mate. Want some herb, mate? Technically, the pronunciation would be closer if read in an Indo or Japanese accent. Mate herb? Mate herb? Interesting. Mate herb. Mate herb. Mate herb. It takes a long time to make, so it's called matit. Okay, that one's not that funny, Tomoe. Come on. Come on. It's a low ball. Low hanging fruit, that one. Let Tomoe cook tea? I don't know about that one. Roosting as in sitting on an egg. Huh. Right, roosting, not roasting, right? That's the difference there. Okay, I'm done with the page. There's only 2 pages left to base, and my body's getting heavy, so I think I need to rest. Thank you everybody so much for accompanying me through work. It's really mostly just me. It really is just me doing work while I'm talking about random things that pop out of my mind, so that I can focus instead of getting distracted and doing things that are not work. Otsukare. Have a good Sunday, everybody. I'm gonna go rest. Jane. Bye.